And we have a celebrity chef in the house. Jamie Deen is here to cook for us today. You don't want to miss what the recipe is that he's going to share in the Carolina kitchen coming up in just a few.
And we're watching Karen develop in the Gulf of Mexico, how that could impact us here in Western North Carolina and along the Gulf Coast states. And here's your normal hike. Jamie!
Hey!
You going to help me with the weather today?
It's a dream come true for me. Let's look how beautiful it is outside right now. It's 55 degrees, y'all. Get outside. We've got rain coming in a few days. Perfect time to get to your bookstore. Maybe buy a new cookbook. It's good food, y'all.
It's good food. Well, even if it's going to rain, we can enjoy his wonderful cooking. We're going to have weather forecast and more on a delicious recipe. What are you making us?
We're doing ratatouille, which is the stewed vegetables with some delicious fish. This is so awesome. They wouldn't give me the button though.
Here.
Maybe.
All right. We'll be right back.
Look how beautiful it is.
In the Carolina kitchen today, a cook with a long history of serving up good food. Jamie Deen is here cooking what's fun with us today. Of course, he's the oldest son of Paula Deen.
You don't have to say oldest.
Well, I didn't say you were old.
Oldest.
Well, you're older than that other guy. We won't even say his name. He's not here.
My brother Bobby, I love him. He'll never be as smart as I am because I have the experience on him, you see.
That's good. That's true. I'm a big sister, too. I know what it's like.
You know how it is.
Yes, I do. And my little sister always reminds me, she's the baby. Gotta love her. Just
You
Bobby
reach a
pull
point
that
where
one.
it's not a baby. He's 40-something years old. He's not a baby of anything anymore.
I know. Oh, well. But hey, you know what? You and your brother and your mama and your whole family really have a love for food. And you have done something that's a first for you. This is your first solo cookbook.
Yep. This is good food, and my brother and I have done 4 books together, but I'm so excited about this book. Kyle Publishing that wound up publishing this book really took all the ideas that I had and made them work. The back cover is my son Jack, and so the 18 pages there are dedicated to kids and recipes that he loves to cook and that he loves to eat.
I'm sorry, I'm a mama. I got to show the baby's face. Isn't he adorable?
Look at Jack Deen.
Rooster's Cafe.
So one day he said, Guinea, that's what he calls her mom. He said, Guinea, come in the playroom. You want to eat at my restaurant. And Mama said, well, what's it called? He said, Roosters.
Oh, how cute.
So he was probably 3 years old and invented a restaurant in his playroom. So
could
I
be
was
down
just
the road.
so
You know, we
happy
have
to do
room
this
for
one.
roosters from him here in Nashville. People love to eat here. We like to eat. In fact, it's smelling really good. So tell me what you're cooking from the cookbook.
This is super simple. This is a pan roasted. It calls for halibut, but this is how you can just change it up as you'd like. Heidi, who's a fantastic woman here that does all this stuff for me. She's from the area. Got the sea bass. She said the sea bass look better. So choose any fish, and when you go to the market, you know, choose whatever you like. But basically, this is a stewed vegetable. It's really easy. We've started with some olive oil. We've got red peppers. If you like green peppers, that might be your thing. I really like the sweet peppers, so I like red or yellow.
Me too.
And we've got some purple onion that we've cooked down. This maybe gets, you know, soft in about 4 or 5 minutes. And then I've got an eggplant, and I really love eggplant because it's got kind of a nutty, meaty texture and flavor, and it's super good. I met some people last night at a book signing, and they're vegetarian, so there's a lot of recipes in here that they really gravitated towards, and this was one of them. So we've got our eggplant that we have peeled, and we've cubed it up, and we've got some zucchini that my boys love and that I love. Now this is going to have to, if y'all are doing this at the house, this has got to cook down for 5 or 6 minutes to soften up. Oh, you know what, golly, I can't hardly do 2 things at one time. Don't forget your tomato paste.
Tomato paste. Well, that's all right. It'll cook in there.
Yeah, it will. And
look, you can make a mistake and it'll still taste good. Jamie said so.
Y'all know what? The dog never complains. So if you've got something that you ain't real happy with, do your pet a favor.
There you go.
And I've got some chicken stock. This is, I can't cook everything in 3 minutes. So you understand?
All right. Take your time, do your thing.
And we've got some tomatoes that we have roasted.
Oh, those look great.
Roasting vegetables is my favorite thing. It takes about 10 minutes, a little bit of oil. I love roasted cauliflower and roasted broccoli and Brussels sprouts. You can take really any seasonal vegetable that you like, put it in the oven with some oil and some salt and pepper. Oil and roast it, and it's delicious.
I see you say the word just like your mama. Oil.
Well, I don't know how else to say it. My wife, it drives my wife crazy. She's from Atlanta, so she thinks she's from a big city. And so this is basically it. We're going to cook this down, and it'll get real stew-like. You can see here on the front plate how beautiful it is.
That is amazing. Now, you mentioned your wife. You mentioned your children. You've got 2 boys.
I do.
Your show, I was just watching it just yesterday, your show on the Food Network really focuses on the importance of the family meal. It's called Home for Dinner, right?
Yep, Home for Dinner. I was raised in the kitchen, you know, with my mom, and in the South we share so much of our love through food. People ask me my favorite thing to cook, and my favorite thing to cook is anything that I can share with people that I love. I love it. This morning we were somewhere doing a piece, and I made a tuna burger, and the guy was so happy when he tasted it, and it just makes me happy, you know.
Well, that's just it. It's
support
a way
family time, yeah.
to really connect with people. Now, so we know that Jack likes to cook. Now, what about your younger son?
Matthew, yeah, he's just as liable to stick a pea up his nose as anything else. I mean, he's only 2.
He's only 2. Okay, well.
But we spend so much time in there, he just wants to know what's going on. So if I was at home right now, I'd be holding him. And he just likes to watch the whole process. He loves to cook. But, you know, in our family, you're either going to cook or eat. And some of us do both.
That's not a bad situation.
It's not.
I think everybody who's watching wants to be adopted into your family. I do have to ask while I have you here, how is your mom doing with everything that's been going on, where a lot of people concerned and wondering how she's doing?
She's doing fantastic. She's in a really great spot. The summer was a challenge for our family, but we have tremendous faith in our business and our friends and fans everywhere. We've just gotten so much love and support this summer. And it's an unfortunate thing, but it's just part of like the business that we can get into. And my mama has preached to us since we were boys to never tell a lie. It's unacceptable to tell a lie. And so that's how we were raised, and I can tell you the things said about my mother weren't true. She's the sweetest, most kind woman, and just a leader in our business and our community, and we're able to help out with nonprofits. That's our true love. And it's just, you know, fantastic. It's an unfortunate thing that happens when you're in the media business, you know. What are you going to do? Don't get popped by that oil.
I know, I'm watching that, so I'm going to move a little closer to what's over here.
Well, y'all look, this fish, about 5 minutes, and you flip it over, and it's about another 3 minutes. You don't want to overcook it. I'm going to take that off so it won't pop you. So anyway.
Yeah, we got to have dessert, right?
Salted caramel pecan pie with a pretzel crust.
My heavens above. Did you really put all of those wonderful things into one sentence to describe that?
This is my favorite pie I've ever had. Yeah, you can have some of that.
Julie's like,
come here, Julie.
Come on, Julie. Come on over here, girl. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
We love pecan pie, and I love caramel, and the salted caramel is a big thing, and the pretzel crust.
Go, girl. Okay, I got to tell you, you know
I took your clicker. You can take my pie.
All right. We're having so much fun. You're actually going to be at the Sam's Club in Greenville tonight. What time are you starting that book
Where
study?
am I? I'm in Easley.
6 o'clock
tonight.
Is
that the same thing? I'm in Easley.
Down in the Easley area. That's down in the upstate, as we like to call it.
I have no idea. Y'all tell me where I'm going to be.
This is down the road a piece. We'll let you get down there in a little bit, but this is amazing.
Hey, y'all come out. I'd love to see you. We'll take pictures. I'll sign your books. It really is the book turned out just fantastic. I'm so happy with it.
Will you keep cooking that? We'll come back and check with you again before we say
sure.
goodbye?
Yeah.
Because I got to finish this piece of pie.
I might be over by the green screen again. You can't ever tell.
You just never know.
You're going to have to do weather because I've got goo.
Isn't that
Yummy.
good?
Well, we're back. Jamie Deen is in the house today cooking a recipe for us from his brand new book. It's called Jamie Deen's Good Food.
Good food, y'all. It's good food.
It is good food. Julie, we've been enjoying this.
Yeah, he cooked up the halibut ratatouille for us. Jamie, thanks so much for being here to finish this up
pleasure.
today. So we've been cooking the halibut.
Yep.
What do we do next?
So this goes for a few minutes, then we turn it over. And you asked me before we came back if I finished this in the oven. And that's kind of a good idea, y'all. Like if you've want to get down your plates or the last couple things to finish, you could take this off and throw it in the oven and let it sit there for a few minutes just to finish. You want to be careful not to overcook it. And once this kind of cooks down into a stew, the last thing we're going to do, so many people, there's a door right here that people pop in and say, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's the fresh basil.
That's what's bringing them in.
It's just one of my favorite flavors with tomatoes. It's so good. So we're going to rip this off. We're not going to put it in too quick because we don't want to cook out all the flavor that comes with our basil.
Some good fresh ingredients go a long way.
You know, my wife the other day, before I left town, said, how about making us something that we can eat while you're gone? So she loves my brother's spaghetti casserole recipe. And she said, oh, your brother's recipe is my favorite. And I said, So I took his recipe, and she had to go out, and she came back and said, this is the best I've ever had. And I said, well, that's my recipe.
And that's Jamie Deen's good last word there. Good food is the new book. Thanks for being here.
Thank y'all.